Excellent.
Well, thanks for saying bye to Cameron.
Alright, so...
Okay. So tell the lovely boys and girls at home, what's your character's name?
He is Lucan Blackstorm.
Lucan.
Yep.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your family.
Blackstorm's a more common name around the Ashlands.
Okay.
That's where it comes from, anyways. But, his father was a Blackstorm. His mother didn't have a name, so, yeah. Lucan has 2 older siblings.
Okay.
His eldest brother, I can't quite remember names. I'm just gonna pull up my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so he lived mainly with his siblings, his mother, and his uncle.
Okay.
So his father fought in the Claim Wars and never came back.
Okay. Okay, where did your character grow up?
He grew up in the tavern that his mother and uncle ran, called the Footman's Rest. It's halfway between Penza and Titan.
Okay. Makes sense because that is like the highest point, one of the highest points of traffic in Umbria.
Yep.
There's many little small settlements that settle around
It
there.
was a pretty busy tavern most of the time.
We got the Footman's Rest. It was owned by your family?
Yep.
Did your family have it before the Claim War?
Yeah, before, and then
Okay.
still have it.
Okay. So I'm just assuming your mother and her brother, ran the.
Yeah, they run it.
Okay, they run it.
Yeah.
What would their roles be?
Bartending, cooking, pretty much everything.
Okay. Would you say that it's a respectable establishment?
Definitely. Mainly soldiers coming to and from.
Okay. Very family friendly.
Oh, definitely.
Good. What was your role in the...
Lucan, Lucan didn't do too much in the tavern.
Okay.
He would just talk to people most of the time, though.
Okay. So they didn't, put any of the duties on you. They just...
No, he was the runt of the family.
Oh. Are
He
you
was
the youngest of the family?
Yep.
By the runt of the family, what do you mean by that? Like, were you...
He was like the smallest.
Did your
Smallest,
family
not quite
respect you?
They didn't really mind Lucan just being around.
Okay.
Not until after he decided that he wanted to become a priest. And they were very pleased for that.
They were pleased that you wanted to be a priest?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, did you get along with your uncle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucan got along with most people pretty well.
Have you ever met your father?
Yeah, Lucan knew his father for about 10 or 11 years before he left.
Ten, 11 years?
Yeah.
What else? Did you ever think of following in your father's footsteps?
No, Lucan was not one for fighting.
Okay. Any Any significant places that are important to you?
He spent a lot of time in the Ash Hall, where one of the few remaining intact temples to the old gods of the old gods of Henza.
What do you mean, which old gods?
Dosby and Seti.
Dosby and Seti?
Yeah.
You didn't decide to go to Titan?
No, he went to the Ashlands where there was a temple,
Okay.
and also people just seem more in need of having people.
Anything significant about this temple that made you scream to go to Ash Hall?
Nothing too significant. He mainly just wanted to travel.
Okay.
The Ashlands seemed exciting. You'd hear stories of people going to the Ashlands and finding all sorts of things and monsters, tales of bravery and such.
Other important places?
Not really. He's mainly just been to the two.
Okay. Have you ever visited Titan, or the center of the belief of Dosby and Seti?
No, but he does want to.
Okay. What was your education like?
A lot of studying priestly things and becoming more in tune with Dosby and Seti.
Okay.
And also a lot of storytelling. Because Ashlands, there's not a lot of paper and stuff to write down all these stories, so it was a lot of him memorizing.
So oral.
Yeah, a lot of oral tradition stuff.
During your adventures, was there any individuals such as friends, mentors, or rivals that have like some importance to you?
The priests of Dosby and Seti in the Ash Hall, definitely.
What's his name?
There's two. There's they either gave up their last names or they never had them. But there was Frederick and a dwarf named Milo.
Dwarf named what?
Milo.
Milo.
Yeah.
Why are they very important to you?
Well, they were the priests who taught him all the stories and rites and traditions.
Have you trusted anybody over your adventure? Would you trust people?
Oh, definitely. Lucan's a very trusting person. He considers anyone who's a worshipper of Dosby and Seti to be a friend.
You say that. What do you feel about the other Henson pantheon that occupies the Imperium Theos?
They're very militaristic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's... Oh, that's me. Yeah, he's not a huge fan of that. Too much anger and violence in it.
Like obey the state, sort of.
Yeah, far too orderly.
Yeah. Why did you start adventuring?
Mainly you wanted to leave the Ashlands.
Okay.
Yeah,
You wanted to leave the Ashlands?
Yeah, well, after spending some time there, it's not that great. The ash storms are terrible. People are not super enthusiastic about things. There's dead things walking around.
Yeah.
And he decided that you should get up, move around, spread the word of Dosby and Seti.
Now, what made you drive towards Dosby and Seti?
That's what his parents worshipped, and that's what he worshipped because of that.
Mm. But why the role of a priest?
Well, originally he wanted to be a storyteller of some sorts, and figured that the best stories that he could probably tell were ones that people had already known.
Mm.
Yeah, he found that a lot of the stories of Dosby and Seti and people who followed them were more inspirational from the way back.
Interesting.
Stuff with people fighting with dragons. A lot more interesting than people just being angry and fighting other people.
That's true. What is your short-term goal?
Short-term goal, get out of the Ashlands and just start collecting my own stories.
Okay. And your long-term goal?
Try and convert as many people as you can to Dosby and Seti. So hopefully that'll bring some more peace and less chaos.
Convert people back to this old faith that united a whole nation before it was conquered by Hinza.
Just hope that it brings more peace.
Especially since with the current state of the world.
Yeah, everything's gone to shit.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going off that sheet that you created. Thank you for making this. What is your feeling on, the state, Henza?
Really authoritarian. He's not a huge fan of the militaristic hierarchy that it revolves around.
How do you feel about their views towards the Titian religion?
I can't remember quite what their view on it was.
They're a little bit opposed to it.
Opposed to their guts. Screw them.
Okay. Would you say you're of Titian blood?
Definitely.
Okay. And how do you feel about Titan being a part of the Hansen Empire?
I feel that Titan should either become its own, just so different, or that it deserves to be in more of a state of power.
Umber created the Goblin's Pass. It's a buffer zone between the warlike Hensa and themselves, which the Goblin's Pass is like a large forested area. It's hard to maneuver through.
There's a lot of goblins.
Yes, there's a lot of goblins there, partially because of that. So how it at first, since the Claim War ended, it did start slowing down the amount of goods that were going into Hensa in the first place. And Titan is the outpost to the Titian Company, one of the largest companies in Umbria. It's kind of hurt them a bit, and also hurt all of Hensa as an economic power. What do you feel about Umber?
It's a big, huge state. I think they're gonna spread themselves too thin. And they're probably gonna collapse in on themselves again.
Okay.
Yeah, if Titan could just push them back, that'd be amazing.
And what are your personal feelings about them? Do you hate them?
Lucan hasn't had any interactions with a lot of Umbrians, so he doesn't really know too much about them as a people.
Any other questions I could ask you about this character? It is a very interesting character what you're going for. It's very lore-based. It really works with the Titian civilization that has sort of been a shadow in our previous world.
Yeah. So I think we started in Titan, and then
especially since Titan was the first city we started in.
Left.
Yeah, and you left, and the party that in our friend group never really went back to there, and the only people that really went there was the OCAD group, which that is a chapter I.
We're not going to get into that.
I'm not going to get into that, but it's a chapter of this world that I wish to clean with.
Just eradicate.
Yeah, what they've done.
Yeah, they've caused so much chaos.
Shout out to the OCAD group.
Those crazy guys and their crazy stuff.
Oop.